It's Laser 101 Station with Attitude, super duper morning show. We got some guests joining us in the building. Three beautiful, intelligent ladies to talk about HR Evolve 2026. Claim your seat, HR at the table, elevating HR strategy, connection, and well-being right here on St.Maarten. So starting on my left, yes, we got Ms. Valia Pantaflet. Good morning, Valia. How you doing?
Morning, super.
Yes, good to have you here. Also, we have Ms. Crystal Wanga.
Good morning.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming. And Jeanette Cruz, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Good morning, everyone.
All right, good morning to you. So let's talk about HR Evolve 2026. Tell us, what is this all about?
So HR Evolve is going to be on May 20th. For many that know me, I'm an HR consultant here on the island. Moved back, I tell everyone, 10 days before Irma, back from the Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
As HR at Divi at the time. Worked 5 years as HR manager at Divi, and after that started my own company. And for the past years, what I see on St.Maarten, we are evolving as an HR function, but we're not there yet. So my biggest aim and my passion really is to evolve people to the next level, evolve leaders to support them to the next level. So hence, this year I said, you know what, let's have a great event on International HR Day. That's May 20th.
Okay.
And hence we're going to do HR Evolve. Let's evolve the island to the next level.
To the next level, especially when it
Yes.
pertains to HR. So Crystal, tell us, what is HR? Whenever you hear about HR, the first thing I think about, that's the person you go to complain to. When when you want one of your employees to be
Yes.
written up.
Yes.
Yeah, but HR is more than that,
It's
right?
way more than that.
Okay.
So yes, a lot of people, when I started my company, oh, so you do training, oh, you do payroll, oh, you just pay salaries.
Recruitment.
You do recruitment, you hire and you fire. That's actually what my daughter says to her friend. So no.
My mom hires and fires people.
Yeah, so that's not only what HR is. HR really, for me, is really being a strategic partner to the business, supporting leadership for them to understand the value of their employees.
Right.
Employees is the core of your business. If the employees are not happy, a lot of times, of course, again, working in hospitality for me for many years, we want our employees to smile to the guests. We want them to come back to St.Maarten, but we're not paying them accordingly. We don't treat them accordingly. As
Right.
leaders, we come to the office, we're upset because whatever happened at home, and now the employee have to still smile and be happy, of course. I know the other side, we have employees that we have to develop,
Yeah.
but it starts with leadership. It starts with that, and there's where HR can make a difference to support the leadership.
Okay.
So yes, we do the payroll, we pay the salaries. That's of course the base.
That's when
But-
everybody's nice to HR.
Yes,
Right.
But when
Administrative.
yes,
part.
and when I was as an HR manager too, I said, people, please come to my office. It's not only about I'm going to write you up, but
Yeah.
I want to have the conversations. Then how can we make our employees be happy and engage them to be wanting to be at the company? So
Okay. All right. Now, Jeanette, how did you get involved in this event, which is coming up on May 20th?
Well, I work alongside Crystal. I'm also an HR consultant. So I'm part of the team, and I'm thrilled to be part of it as well.
Okay.
Because like Crystal said, HR is much more about just the administrative process. Usually HR gets to get involved when there are problems. It should be get HR involved in strategic conversations. Being that partner, the HR is the person that knows about the people, about the culture, about the talent.
Right.
So
that's the perfect bridge for this conference. That's what this conference is about. We're
Okay.
not talking about the administrative and at the end, oh yeah, call HR to bless, the fire. No, let's call HR at the beginning of the process.
Before the fire even starts.
Before the fire even starts.
Right.
So,
All right.
exactly.
Yes.
Speaking about fire, we have a little firecracker Valia here with us this morning.
I was just going to say, building the bridge to Valia and one of our great sponsors here today with
Yes.
us.
So yeah, how did you get involved, Valia, with this project?
Well, Crystal approached our law firm, the Young Law Firm, for sponsorship, and we very much support what Crystal is trying to do. We're also heavily involved in labor law. We have a labor law specialist stationed in Bonaire, and we see a lot of how things go wrong here in disputes, labor disputes with employers and employees. So once Crystal came and asked us to come on board, we did not hesitate to join. So we want to also contribute, not just financially, but also with our input on how things go in the legal field.
All right,
Yeah.
so I guess you guys will be one of the speakers, I guess, or how? So what is this? Is it a conference? Is it an event? Is it a dance? I don't know. Yes.
So it's really a conference. Because it's on International HR Day, we focus on HR. And when you say HR, it's not only individuals HR, but also people that have the HR function within their role. So some companies are smaller in St. Maarten, so you see a finance person has multiple caps on. So we have, I would say, 70-30 of 70 physical HR to 30% of,
Business
entrepreneurs,
leaders,
business
managers.
leaders, finance directors, etc. So that's really kind of the mix.
Right.
So we're gonna have Cleveland Beresford, a junior. We had a press release out last week. He's the chief HR of Nagico. Been there for over 13 years. Very strong HR leader in the field in the Caribbean with Nagico. Everyone knows Nagico, and also was in the supervisory board of the airport.
Right.
We're going to be having breakout sessions, different topics from influencing skills for HR, how to build a strategic plan. Again, it's about evolving and elevating the function. So also, leaders don't want to hear about the fluff, like you said. Yeah, let's do training. Let's do what does it cost us? So really showing the financial aspect to it.
Right.
And then the last one is psychological safety,
at work.
mental health, very important. And for sure, since COVID, 2020, that is much more a bigger thing. You see the world that we're in, an evolving world. It's not about only the benefits, but it's why am I here? And I don't want to work 9 to 5. I want to
Right.
work flexible hours because my mental health needs that. So also one section is going to be around that as well. So that's
Okay.
kind
But
of,
also in addition to psychological safety
Yes.
at work, Dr. Siebel will provide tools on how
Joanne
to
Siebel
address.
from MedWork.
From
Yes.
MedWork on how to address. Can you speak up? Do we have inclusion at work? It's not only men and women nowadays, but
Right.
it's everything. So it's very important topic as well to include diversity in organizations.
Okay.
And of course, data.
Yes.
Data. as
Right.
all topics that are relevant for in the workplace, and hence on the website as well, it really stands about elevating St. Maarten, because that's really, by the way, we also have people coming from other islands, which is really exciting. Anguilla, we saw some registrations, Curacao,
Curacao.
so hopefully
Okay.
Aruba as well. So
All right.
yeah.
So like you mentioned, there is a website. You could head on to hrnetwork.com. And you could get all the information there that you're looking for. You could also register as well. So who should register for this event? Is it only people working in HR or?
No, entrepreneurs, business leaders, managers as well, not only HR professionals, because we believe that if business leaders and managers know more about HR and the value of HR, there is where partnership starts. So it's important for business leaders to, it's valuable for business leaders to attend as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
Now the big question: cost. How much is
Cost.
this going to cost me if I register?
So we just finalized and closed off the early bird was 110, and now it's the regular price is 135. It's from 1 to 5, and then from 5 to 6, like you were asking about the dancing, we will have a networking
Okay.
a networking event at the rooftop at Divi.
At
So
Divi,
of course
okay.
I love the location. Obviously, worked there for many years, but it's a beautiful location. So from 5 to 6, we'll also have a networking cocktail at the rooftop
Okay.
at Oceans.
All right.
So yeah.
So make sure you check it out. Save the date. Once again, it's happening on Wednesday, May 20th. So HR, you might have to ask for a half day for that day so you could attend to this.
Yes.
So yeah, it's open for anyone, like Jeanette mentioned. If you're working in HR, entrepreneur, if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you register. Is there a deadline when registration closes?
Good question.
We just talked about
Oh.
We just spoke about it. Yeah, we would say 10 days prior to the event.
At least, okay.
Yes, so around May 10th, we're going to be
Okay,
closing off.
all right.
And also, it's really important that people register, because when you go through the registration, you need to choose your breakout. And if you want to, choose a breakout, you need to register as soon as possible so you can still have the option to be able to choose.
Okay,
Yes.
so like you mentioned, there's different breakouts. One of them is building a strategic people plan through data-driven decisions, and then you
Yes.
have another one, psychological safety and healthy work environments.
Yes, so
Okay.
Joanne, and then Michelle Korteweg, as you know, will be also talking about influencing skills
Okay.
for leaders and for HR.
All right.
Yeah.
and
for sure.
building strategic plan through
Yes, you just
data-driven.
mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
from
AFA
AFAS.
software.
Yes.
All right. So what's included with the 135 for the registration? So besides, the different breakout programs and the cocktail after that, what else is included?
So all of that. So that day is going to be a lot of information receiving, and you're going to go home with tools that you can, immediately apply on the job. And for sure, follow-up sessions, we're going to be having as well, and all information. So the bigger aim with HR Evolve, for people that are, smart and would hopefully, pick it up.
Yeah.
The name of the website is HR SXM HR Network.
Yes.
I really want to build a network on the island. So that's why, I tell people it's not about me. It's not about Crystal. I already, I do 20 years. I'm doing HR. I do think I'm also an entrepreneur, so it's about evolving the next generation to the next level for us to have a better island. Being back here, a lot of times, and when I'm speaking to 10, 15 companies I've been supporting, it's always, the employees this, the employees that, but what are we doing as leaders to make it better for the employees? So it's really about evolving and bringing this to the island to make it better. And for end of the day, for people to come back to our island. We want, I have customers say, oh my God, customer service is so bad. My employees don't smile. So what are we doing? So really for me, that is the bigger aim. And I'm hoping to get more people on board, to grow this network for St. Maarten.
And it's an afternoon filled with learning and connection.
Okay. All right.
And
sounds
a goodie
good.
bag at the end.
And you got a goodie bag too to take home.
That's part
Who
of the
doesn't love a
package
goodie
too?
bag? All right. So once again, make sure you check it out. It's all about HR Evolve. 2026 Claim Your Seat, HR at the Table, elevating HR strategy, connection, and well-being right here on St. Maarten. And I'm sure this is not going to be the only time that you guys are going to be doing something like this, right?
For sure not. We want to do this on a yearly basis. I want to also, really didn't mention that, really want to thank our sponsors. Starting this, going into this, again, it was just me, Jeanette, and Michelle. We said we're going to just start this. And
it started with an idea.
It started with an idea.
We had a vision, but, to actually make it work and for it to be a success.
Yes.
It's like jumping in a deep sea and
making it happen.
Make it happen.
So our sponsors, we have 11 great sponsors. So if I can just quickly mention them.
Go
We
ahead.
have our gold sponsors, Alpha Software, located in Aruba and Curacao, coming to the island, Divi Little Bay. Of course, De Jong, which was one of the first ones on board, First Response, Global Resourcing, Grant Thornton, Quantum Finance, Telem. Happy to have Telem on board as one of my bigger clients at the moment. Wanna Grow, IGY, Marinas, and Performance Management Online, also a company in Curacao. You have 11 sponsors. I'm so happy, so blessed
that people came on board for this. All right.
Yes,
so once again, registration is just $135. SXM-HRnetwork.com. Head on over to the website for all the details, and you could register now. Once again, happening Wednesday, May 20th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's the conference time. Then you have the networking cocktail after that. It's happening all at Divi Little Bay Beach Resort right here in St. Maarten. All right. Anything else you want to add? Maybe you want to shout out your HR company?
Yes, so my company, Strategic Elements, really happy to have this company. As I said, when people ask me why Strategic Elements, it starts with a strategic plan. You have to have a plan for your company, and what does that then mean for your people that work in the company. Okay. So that's the biggest thing, and that's the name of my company, and why I have partners, legal, goes hand in hand with HR, and I think Vale can also, vouch for the thing that, of course, they would get called up as well when something hit the fan.
Right. That didn't need to hit the fan.
Right.
So in that sense, happy to have the partners that I work with and the companies. And I was telling Valia and also someone yesterday, we a lot of times complain in St. Maarten about, government this and people this and who don't want to do this. And I'm like, you know what? I am here to just bring St. Maarten, but also bring whoever is around me to the next level. And we're not going to complain, Yes, we're people, we complain, but let's do what we can do, and let's do what we can influence. And this is what I can influence.
And is green the uniform company color? Because I see you guys, both of you are wearing green. Okay.
For sure.
Well, we didn't even talk about it.
No?
It just happened.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
the pants as
green.
well.
Prosperity.
And Valley, if you want to shout out the young.
Yes, of course. We're new kids on the block still, but we're growing. We have started out with our base in Saba about 3 years ago, and we are now growing. We have the St. Maarten office, Bonaire office recently opened up, and we're opening a Curacao office in June.
Okay.
So we are growing quite rapidly. We are here. We offer basically all legal services. So if you ever need that special attention, call us up at the Young.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us today on the Super Duper Morning Show. Anything anybody else needs to add?
Well, sign up.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Register.
Register. And let's make St. Maarten to the higher level. Bring it
Absolutely.
up.
Before you leave, I have one more question for you, Valia, Crystal, and Jeanette. It's a Tiebreak Tuesday question of the day. Yes or no? Do you usually connect to your car's Bluetooth?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, automatically.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. And it's basically for what? Mainly listening to music, phone calls,
Everything.
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 Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as the car goes on, it turns on.
Yes.
The
All right.
office on the go,
Yeah.
radio on the go, everything on the go.
All right. So once again, don't forget to check out the website, sxm.hrnetwork.com. So make sure you check it out. It goes down on May 20th, HR Evolve 2026 at Divi Little Bay. Let's take a break, and when we come back, the time is coming up next.